Good evening, guys. Shall we start the session?
Yeah,
Good
okay.
evening.
We are ready.
Yes. Yes. Screen is visible, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
okay, it's okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Very long back. We will see you. Very good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic: fall protection. You know that it's a working at height is one of the most common and dangerous activities in construction and maintenance. So, the engineering students, you know very well about many serious injuries and many even some major accident also happens due to fall from height. So, the important points today we have going to discuss with these accident are preventable because of with proper planning, safety systems, we can provide proper training so we can avoid these incident right completely. So what this sessions especially I'm going to cover, because we will understand common fall hazards, type of fall protection systems, especially personal fall arrest system, PFA. Yes, we can say that personal fall arrest systems, then inspections, maintenance, and training. So the purpose of this session is mainly the goal, you know, create awareness about risk, teach how to work safely at heights, build a strong safety mindset. So let us begin, the understanding where and how fall hazards occur. The fall protection systems are designed to prevent the injuries caused by working at heights. So, in many industries, especially the engineering related field, working above ground level is very common. And even a small mistakes can lead to serious accidents. For example, just to imagine a worker on a construction site installing roofing sheet on a building. So if there is no safety harness, so a simple slip can result in a fall from several meters. It's leading to severe injury, maybe even death. So, a fall protection systems like a full body harness connected to one, it's a chore points. So, can stop the fall and save the worker's life. Similarly, in maintenance work, such as repairing electrical lines or it's servicing air conditions unit, maybe on rooftop, or technicians often work at heights. So the using safety net or lifelines, it's ensure that even if they lose balance, they are protected. In industries like manufacturing, workers may need to access the elevated platforms or machinery. Here, the guard trail, that a rail, and it's a proper access system play a critical role in preventing falls. So, the fall protection is not just a safety measure, it is a life serving systems that ensure the workers can perform their task confidently as well as securely. Why fall protection? You know that first, it reduce the accident. For example, in a construction site, installing guard rails or using the harnesses can prevent the workers from falling off edges. Without these systems, even a small slip can become a major accident. I hope that you got it. Second, it ensure the worker safety. When workers knows they are protected with proper equipments like helmets, uh, harnesses, and lifelines, they feel more secure. For instance, the technicians working on a high tower will work more confidently with properly secured. The third, it helps in legal compliance. Government and safety authorities, like OSA standards, or even that labor code, it's require companies to follow fall protections rules. If companies ignore these, they may face penalties, fines, or even shutdowns also. You know very well about that. So based on that legal compliance, we want to be follow their fall protection. Then finally, it improve the productivity. Safe workers are more forced and efficient. For example, a worker who feels unsafe may work slowly or make mistakes. But with proper fall protections, they can complete the task faster and with better quality. So the overall fall protection is not just about the avoiding the dangers, it also support the efficiency, compliance, as well as the confident at work also. Then common fall hazards, unprotected edges. Even in many engineering and industrial environment, there are several common situations where fault risk are high. That is one of the thing is unprotected edges. These are open sides of floors, even or buildings, without any guard rails. So for example, in a construction site, if a building floor is incomplete and has no railing, a worker walking near the edge can easily fall. The second one is ladders. The ladders are widely used but can be dangerous if not used properly. For instance, if a ladder is placed on an uneven surface or unsecured places, it may slip, causing the worker to fall, right? Then, third, it's scaffolding. It is a temporary structures used for workers at height. If they are not properly assembled or lack guardrail, the workers can lose the balance and fall also. So the common case is the workers overreaching instead of repositioning the scaffold. Then roof work also. The working on roof is very risky, especially on that slippery surfaces. The during the maintenance or installation of work, the worker may slip due to dust or rain or loose materials. So finally, the open holes also, it is a common fall hazards. Uh, the open holes include gaps in floor for elevators, staircases, or maintenance access. So if not covered or marked properly, the worker may accidentally step into the hole and fall, right? So all these hazards may look common, but without proper precautions, so they can lead to serious accidents. Identifying these risks is the first step toward preventing falls. Then what type of fall protection is there? There are different type of fall protection systems used depending on the work environment, and even that level of risk also, it should be changed. Let's understand each one Yes, the three thing is most important. So first we see that guardrail systems. That is, there are physical barriers placed at edges to prevent falls. For example, on a construction site, the guardrails are installed around open floors or platforms. The workers don't need to wear any equipments. This is called a passive protection systems because it's protect the automatically. Right? It is a passive protection system. So, anybody, please unmute and tell me, do you have any previous experience for using their guardrail systems? Any civil engineering students,
Yes,
mechanical
ma'am.
students? Or
I
yeah,
have experience related to guardrail system for the scaffold platforms.
okay.
Yes.
Did you aware
We have
about their passive protection system?
Yes,
Okay, fine. So, secondly, it's a safety net systems. There are installed below working areas to catch the worker if they fall. For instance, during bridge constructions or high rise building work, the safety net are placed, that underwent to reduce the injury in case of the fall. Then third one is it's a personal fall arrested system. We can simply say that PFAS system. This includes the equipment like full body harness, lanyard, and the anchor points. For example, the worker cleaning windows on a tall building, it's wearing a harness connected to a secure anchor, so if they sleep, the system stop the fall. The so each system serve a specific purpose, and choosing the right one, it depends on the type of work and type risk involved. Okay. Then we can see in depthly it's a guardrail systems are one of the most common and effective fall protections methods used in engineering and construction sites. A standard guardrail systems it consists of three main parts. One is top rail, middle rail, and toy board. That is, this is that the top rail system is the upper hazard bar. It's placed at about the um, worst height, so it prevent the workers from falling over the edge. The middle rail, no, this is placed between the top walking area to provide additional protection and prevent slippery through. Then toy board, this is a small vertical barrier, this at the bottom, so it prevent the tools, materials, or debris from falling down and injuring the people below. So these system are typically installed at edges such as open floors, uh, platforms, rooftop, or scaffolding. So in a building under constructions, the guardrails are placed around the outer edges of each floor to protect the workers moving around. So, on important features of guardrail is that they provide the passive protection. This means the workers do not need to take any special actions like wearing a harness. The protection is already in place and works automatically. So for instance, even if a worker is distracted or carrying materials, the guardrail will still prevent a fall without any effort from the worker. So the guardrail are simple but are one of the most reliable way to prevent fall because they protect everyone all the time. Okay, so I hope that the few civil engineers also in the part of the classes. So anyone, please unmute. You tell me apart from that guardrail systems, if anything I missed some any points. You feel like that if any points it should be added, it's more value for this session. Anyone?
Regarding the
ma'am,
floor
it's okay.
platform, yeah, the platform floor,
Uh-huh.
the guardrails
Okay,
is for
fine.
the protecting around surrounding, and the platform for the people to
Okay.
stand and work on that one. Yeah. That is also one of the important thing, and it has to be very rigid and strong. Yeah. And more
Fine.
and more in the guardrail system, even
Uh-huh.
sometimes we will use the belt system also, yeah, to have an extra protection. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Good. So
And
I'm also very happy.
also,
People are
also there
listening
is
my classes.
for guardrail system,
Uh-huh.
there are for top rail and mid rail, there are standard heights also. So that
Yes.
is that also to be, I think, to be added because in each area there are heights for like minimum distance
Yes.
from the top board to the top rail. There are in meters or millimeters. There are some standards because
Sure, sure.
yeah.
Uh,
Even the ma'am, this is the bracing, cross bracing between the top and bottom rails has to be
okay.
provided.
Okay. Okay. That's why I'm starting. I said that it's choosing the right one. It depends upon their type of work and type of risk involved, right? Okay, fine. Thank you. I'm just to be in between to check some peoples are listening our classes or not. That is also it's a small assessment. Thank you. But everyone, I'm very happy. Everyone to listen my classes. Thanks. Second one is safety net systems. The safety net systems are designed to uh, protect the workers by catching them if they fall from height. So this is everyone that in commonly every sites they are using their net systems, even that small uh, building constructions also. So these nets are installed below the work area, usually at a lower level where there is a risking of falling, right? So for example, in high rise building constructions, the safety nets are placed several floors below where workers are actively working. So the main purpose of this system is to catch falling the workers and reduce the impact of the fall. So instead of hitting the ground or a hot surface, the workers land on the net, so which absorb the force and prevent the serious injuries. So these systems are widely used in construction project, especially in situations where installing the guard rails or using the personal fall arrest system, PFAS system is difficult. So for instance, during the bridge constructions or large scale structures, its safety nets provide a broader area of protection. Just to imagine the workers installing steel structures on a multiple story buildings. Okay, so uh, if a worker slip, a safety net below will catch them. It's potentially serving their life and preventing its severe injury. So the safety net acts as on, it's a backup protection system. So they may not prevent the fall, but they significantly reduce its consequences. Okay, got it? Okay. Next,
Yeah,
move on
ma'am.
to the personal fall arrest systems. We can, in short form, we called as PFAS. It is most important. Yes, one common for this today sessions also. Yes, the prevent measurable systems, that is personal fall arrest system. The personal fall arrest system is a critical safety system. It's used when working at height such as construction sites, tower, or maintenance work. The main goal of PFAIs is to arrest, I mean, stop a fall in progress, and it's minimize the injury to the worker. So, unlike the guardrail or net, the PFAS AIS is on active system. It's meaning the worker must wear and use it properly. First one is full body harness. The full body harness, is the most important wearable component of PFAS. It is designed to secure the worker's body, and it's distribute its fall forces evenly across shoulders, chest. So this distributions is important because it prevent the construction of force on a single body part. It's reduce the change, it's a changes of internal injuries. Lot of, the chances is there to create the internal injuries or fractures. So this thing is, it's prevent their against that injuries and fractures. So the next one is the harness, if include usually at the back for connections. We can call it as D ring. You know very well, D ring. That is, it's usually at the back for the connection area. So the adjustable strap, for proper fit is most essential. So emphasize that improper wearing of harness, it's lead to the failure of systems. Second one is Lanod, that is the connector with shock absorption. You know that the Lanod act as on the link between the harness and the anchor part. So it is usually made of rope or webbling or some cables. So that what type of lanyards are there? One is, it's a shock absorbing lanyard, that is most important. Second, advanced type is one is there. If anyone, can you guess it? What is the advanced type of lanyard nowadays?
Rectangular.
No. SRL. Did you hear the word SRL? Self any self retracting
Self-locking system.
lifeline. Self retracting lifeline, it is the advanced type of in lanyard. One of the, it's a traditional method, very well, it's a shock absorbing lanyard, right? But in
Yes,
advanced level is SRL, we can call as, it's a self retracting lifeline. That is, what is the key function na? It is reduce the sudden jerk. Okay, during the during a fall, the shock absorber expand or tears in a controlled way, which reduce the sudden jerk. It's limit the force on the worker's body, then without shock absorption, the force can be very dangerous or even fatal. Okay, the advanced technology is this is also, it's one of the most important only, but still it's little bit advanced. That's it. Third one is, that anchor point, that is foundation of safety. The anchor point is the fixed, secure structure to which the system is attached. Example, steel beams, or the concrete structures, certified anchor systems, like that. So we must support at least, yes, 5,000 lbs per workers. So it's helpful for anchor point. So the even if harness and lanyard are strong, a weaker anchor point can fall, it's leading to accident. So stress that anchor point selection is a critical safety decisions. So how the PFAS works? Simple flow explanation is, the workers wear the harness, right? So the lanyard, it's connect harness to the anchor point. If a fall occurs, the system actives immediately, the lanyard absorb shock, so the anchor hold the load. So this way, right, this is the simple flow of how the PFA works. Are you got it, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So the workers is safely suspended. Okay, it's it's reducing their injury. So what is the advantage of this system PFAS? Is it's provide the maximum protections at heights, then reduce the fall impact forces also, then allow the mobility while staying connected. So the essential for high risk work environment. So here some limitations, even some precautions also is there. Require the proper training and inspections, otherwise the PFAI system is failed. So must ensure correct fitting of harness, strong anchor point, no damaged components. So these are the things we must ensure. So a rescue plan is necessary after fall arrest. Okay, so to avoid the suspension edema also. Then fall protection hierarchy. The fall protection hierarchy is a systematic approach. It's used to control fall hazards. It follow the principle, the control the hazards at the highest level possible before relying on personal protection. The hierarchy level is 3. One is elimination, second one is prevention, third one is arrest. That elimination, it is most effective, because the elimination means it's removing the fall hazards completely. Okay, so if there is no hazards, there is no risk of falling. Just to think one example, doing your work at ground level instead of height, it's prefabricating its structures on the ground using the extendable tools to avoid the climbing. So this is the safest methods, because it's remove the dangers entirely. If you go for prevention, it is control the fall. So the prevention means it's stopping the fall from happening, right? So it uses physical barriers or systems to keep work safe. Example, cover the floor opening, guardrail systems, safety barriers. So here the workers is protected even before fall can occurs. Third one is arrest. That is last line of defense. Arrest means it's stopping the fall after it has already started. So it does not prevent the fall, but it's reduce the injury. Example of personal fall arrest systems, safety nets. So this is the final safety measures when eliminations and preventions are not possible. So what key message we have received from here? First, eliminate the hazards. Second, prevent the fall. Last, arrest the fall. So this best safety is eliminating the risk, not just protect against it. Next, inspections and maintenance of PFAS. The inspections and maintenance are essential to ensure the personal fall arrest systems. If you want work effectively, even
Sir, me question, sir.
yes, ma'am. My voice is not clear.
It's clear, it's clear.
Okay, fine. So inspection and maintenance, even the best equipment can fail if it is damaged, worn out, or not checked regularly. So the inspection should be done before every use and also through periodic formal checks. So the first one is check harness and ropes. Carefully inspect the full body harness and ropes, or it's a lanyards, whatever may be. So the looks for cuts, tears, or that some corner edges also. So the loose or broken stitching, sign of wears, burns, or chemical damage. A small tear in the harness or rope can lead to complete failure during a fall. So inspection and maintenance is most important, especially check the harness and ropes. Second, inspect anchor points. Ensure the anchor points is strong, stable, and secure. It's check it for rust, cracks, or structural weakness. Even it's a loose fitting or improper installation, anything is there. So the anchor point is the foundation. It is fails, the entire system should be collapsed, entire system should be failed. Then replace the damaged equipments. That is, never you used damaged or defective equipments. If any components shows it's wear, it's remove it from service immediately or replace with certified or safe equipment. So do not try to repair critical safety equipments. Better the replacement is the safety options. So what is the additional good practice apart from that? It's keep equipment clean and dry, then store in a safe dry place. It's away from chemicals, especially maintain on inspections log records, check, checklist records, everything. So the regular inspection is not the routine task, it is the life-saving responsibility. That's quotes every the engineers keep on their minds. Then training and awareness, especially fall protections, it's need more training and awareness. The training and awareness are essential to ensure that fall protection systems are used correctly and effectively. Even the best equipment cannot save lives if workers are not properly trained. The goal is to create knowledge, preparedness, and a strong safety mindset. First one is the proper usage training. Now the workers must trained on how to wear and adjust the harness correctly, then how to connect the lanyards and lifeline safety, then identifying the safety anchor points, then that the training also should include the practical demonstration instead of theoretical classes, then hands-on practice. So these are the things. No, incorrect use of safety equipment is on dangerous, so as not using at all. That's we keep in our mind. Next one is that emergency response. The worker should be prepared for emergency situations, such as worker falling and being suspended, equipment failures, like that. Here also need some trainings, rescue procedures, the quick responses to avoid suspension, right? Then communication during the emergency. So after a fall, the quick rescue is critical to save life and reduce the injury. Then safety culture. The safety should be habit, uh, not just a rule or procedures. So it's encouraging the safety cultures, the following safety procedures at all the times, reporting hazards without fear. Yes, team responsibility for safety. Everyone take their ownership, not only for supervisor, not for only for managers, like that. Everyone should be take their ownership. That is safety culture. So the strong safety cultures means everyone look out for each other. So the training builds skills, awareness builds the alertness, even the culture built the consistency. So the skill, alertness, consistency is most important. So safety is not just the thoughts or something. It must be a practiced every day, regularly. And just to be giving one small real scenario, consider a construction site where workers were working on a building edge at height. There were no guardrails or edge protection systems installed. So during the work, the worker lost balance near the edge. Okay, lose the balance near the edge. So there was no barrier to stop the fall. So the workers fell from height, so resulting in serious injury. Okay, so this accident was not due to complex reasons. It happened due to basic safety failures. Can you please tell me this situation? What is the root cause of this injury or accident? Please.
Poor housekeeping, then the awareness of that training, or they need to implement any safety guards like barricades and some poster for that warning, like that.
Very
Lack
good.
of inspection prior to the work.
Good.
Negligence from the team of the construction. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, this
Then
is the root cause.
Mm.
Must
Root
be
cause
planned before the
lack,
work start. We must
lack,
plan and
lack of
comply the
awareness.
safety rule and the system.
fine. Then
Lack of the awareness. Lack of the awareness. It's
Lack
happened.
of supervision. Lack of supervision and inspection.
Okay, fine. Yes, the absence of guardrail systems. Yes, lack of fault prevention measures. Yes, fine. Then poor safety planning and supervisions. Very good. Everything. Yes, that is the root cause, right? So, what could have prevented? So, how we can just to be guide them properly? If in future it won't happen, na, so what we will do?
Make
So these
SOP.
are
It
right.
should be
The
planned and
root
inspected.
cause.
The area should be inspected before we allow our workers to be work at height. The area should be planned and
There
inspected.
should be a
So
SOP
there
before.
should be there the workers are safe.
Safety planning,
Yes.
high level of supervisions, right?
Risk
Full
assessment should be conducted.
Training,
prevention
train the
measures,
people.
prevention measures, proper training, giving sometimes counseling to the workers and supervisors, also taking their ownership, right? Self awareness workshop. Good. These are the things we want to be prevented in future. It won't happen, right? Good. So you know that the safety should be planned in advance, not after an accident. These are the things we want to be mainly ensure that, because the you one of the person saying that yes, the small negligence also can lead to major consequences, right? So the most accident are preventable if safety measures are in place at the right time, na, it should be avoided. Good. So the
Ma'am,
end of the sessions. Yes, yes, please.
ma'am, I think the most reason for accident and the side is for because of the human behavior. This human
Yes,
behavior
yes,
we cannot control. Even
definitely,
we tell
definitely.
sometimes even we give the best workshop and everything to the workers, they will not listen. Even the supervisors, they will not listen. They will just avoid these things. By knowingly, they
Because
are doing these things. Most of the time, they are doing by knowingly. They know if you catch them and you ask them why you did you know?
uh,
They will answer yes, we know, but we are in
but the
hurry
thing
with
is,
this
you
and
know
that.
that a target is we want to achieve target, so speedy work is needed, right?
Yes, yes, that is the main
Because that,
concern.
Shortcut.
so
They will prefer shortcut.
okay, yes, even the management
Overconfidence
also,
also.
many times the management also giving their extraordinary target, right? It will need sometimes to at least the 2 days want to be time to completion of the task, but the management give half a day. So what we'll
Yeah, and
do? So
maximum these things are because of higher management. So what
uh,
nowadays the trend is that they are taking the projects in the low cost and they are trying to get the profit because of this. They already took the project in a low cost and they try to praise the manpower to get the profit. So that is the
that's
main
why
reason.
many
That's
government
yeah, that is the
even,
main
Yes.
reason.
yes, yes,
Yes.
many legislation also is there to support it to the workers, everything, but still it's happening, but
Yeah,
because
even
of
from the
lack of
client side
awareness.
also. Yeah, even
Mm.
from the client side, they will just neglect this issue sometimes because they want to progress.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, of course. Yes. So but that's why I'm saying that the engineers take their took some stands, right? But even the workers, it's not possible to stands. So that's why I'm saying that the engineers, it's not a I mean, it's not a ordinary people to monitor and review, right? You are that you take full ownership. You are just like a god, because the god saved the people lives na, so you are also can possible to save the people na, so the engineers are such a like a god, right? So that's why we are saying that still in their societies engineering field just like a service oriented field, not in the, I mean the professional field. Okay, not we can say that it is just like that engineering courses also we can call it as a professional courses, not just like a degree. Okay, so that's why the many societies are treated as the engineer as a god. Okay, we go for final yes conclusions. Fall protection is not optional, it is essential. because every worker at height must be protected, trained, and aware. So the proper systems like guardrails, today we have seen that three things, right? Guardrail, then PFAS, and safety nets. So these things definitely can save the lives. So what is today's sections we can key takeaway na? Planned before work begins, followed during the work, then maintain at all times. So the safety first always, because every life is matter here. Okay. So if any queries from your side or any discussions, please. I hope that today's sections are little bit interest or what many peoples are participated for discussions. Good.
I was interested because it's a routine practice.
Yeah. That's
This
why
this
I
is
told
everyone
that.
doing every day. That's why.
It's
Yes,
related
that's
to
why I'm saying that you are what are the topic you likes na, you just to be forwarded to your management. Okay, because every times we are asking them what is the topic, the topic we only choose them. Okay, so better you can suggest your likely topics, and what are the even sometimes needed topics also you need, right? So you just to convey that much of topic na, we can take. Okay, the class is also going live, and you are also getting some benefits. But
Yes, ma'am.
anyway, we are going to prepare any topics. It's likely topic na, it's better satisfied from faculty and also the students and also. Fine, you just to share your topic to your management. Okay, your faculties, definitely they will share it with us. Okay, any questions ma from your end?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Your side, no questions. Please leave the sessions. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you,
day.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.